head to Antalya to explore more of the city. Shielded by the Taurus Mountains from the northerly winds and facing the Mediterranean Sea, Antalya enjoys a warm summer climate, perfect for vacation seekers. The city was first known as Atalaya, named after its founder, Attalus II, the king of Pergamon, an ancient Greek kingdom. Attalus built the city as a naval base for his powerful fleet. His successor, Attalus III, had no sons and decided to give the city to the Romans at his death in 133 BC. Under the Romans, the city enjoyed great peace and prosperity.
This harbor dates back to the Roman era, when this area was a major commercial center. It had a convenient harbor for all the traders.
Because of the busy activity in the harbor, with trading ships coming from distant lands, the Romans decided to strengthen the city's fortifications. The walls still stand until today. Inside is where Antalya's old quarters are located. To get in, one can enter through a beautiful three-arch portal, Hadrian's Gate, named in honor of Roman Emperor Hadrian, who visited the city in 130 AD.
This is one of the two main entrances to the old town of Antalya. And over here is where the chariots and the people passed during those times.
A transparent walkway has been built over the road, where deep grooves made by passing chariots are preserved. The gate leads me to the heart of the Kaliji, Antalya's historic city center. The city is built over limestone cliffs, so the alleys are narrow and crooked. It was a pleasant stroll along cobbled streets, past its little shops selling local crafts, and seeing the mix of architecture from different periods. Most houses are Ottoman homes that have been restored.
Don't you wonder why these houses are built so close to each other and would have windows on the side? They could almost shake their hands. This is how they got to meet each other. And see this small window, the parents can check on their kids if they're walking down the street.
It also gave a chance for young ladies to see their suitors coming up from the street. Standing in the middle of the city with its elegant fluted design is the Yivli Minari Mosque, built by the Seljuks in the 13th century. It has since become a symbol of the city, along with the Ottoman-era clock tower. Antalya is a reflection of Turkey's long history and the perfect backdrop as you watch traditional gullets coming in and out of the turquoise waters of the Mediterranean. Turkey's geographic location has also made it one of the most earthquake-prone areas in the world. Lying over the Anatolian plate, squeezed by two huge tectonic plates, which are constantly grinding into one another. This is why modern Turkey is brimming with important archaeological sites. Excavations are still ongoing, and important discoveries are still being made every day. Mehmet brings me to one of these ancient cities near Antalya, the city of Perge, where most of the magnificent sculptures and artifacts from the museums were dug up.
Mehmet, you mentioned Perge so many times in the museum, and here we are now, here in the ruins.
That flat top hill back there is the original settlement. After the migrations of these Indo-Europeans or Phrygians as we call, the Greek culture was introduced and Artemis was worshipped. Then down the hill gradually the settlement extended. Alexander the Great passed through this area.
The main entrance to the city was protected by two round towers forming a Hellenistic gate. constructed about the time of Alexander the Great, with a horseshoe structure behind them, typical fortification of that time. Mehmet walks me through some of the most well-preserved ruins in Perge, which are those of the Roman baths. Visiting the baths is an important social activity in the empire. And they had a sophisticated water system that delivers water in 3 settings: hot, lukewarm, and cold water into different pools in the complex. One can still see much of the bath's heating system, and even its decorative columns and tiles. The Romans built a water system that flowed from the mountains down to a canal running across the colonnaded main street and ending into a grand fountain called Nymphaeum, which actually combines art and engineering.
They have given such aesthetic consideration. Between these column bases, there were freestanding statues, some of which we saw in the museum.
Okay.
When the water rises, as you can see, it is this aesthetically sort of soft, smooth slope that they have created, where the water pours over through these tiny holes as well, into the front pond, into this side channel.
The flowing water along the street must have been very refreshing for everyone passing here during those hot summer days. Another interesting area was the agora or marketplace.
It's a huge area. There's the dry market, there's the wet market. Very significant here, as you can see. There's the fish sign on the other side, and the hook and knife. This is the sign for the butcher.
The way the shops were laid out looked like they were the predecessors of an early shopping mall, where one can enter a shop from the street and exit into other shops in the marketplace. There was even an ancient backgammon-like game board carved out of marble outside one of the stores. Even then, men had to keep themselves occupied while the ladies are still shopping. It was great to walk around the ruins and just imagine the grandeur the city had during those times. Not far from Perge is another well-preserved piece of Roman history, the Grand Theater of Aspendos.
What we see over here is from the second half of the 2nd century AD, which is the Roman imperial period of Marcus Aurelius, good enough for 15,000 the way we see now. This is the whole like sort of gladiator fights and animal fights below the stage building. There are some 2 entrance exits over there to let the animals out. In Roman times, any performance that was held over here had to contain strong elements for praising the emperor. The acoustics is so perfect, so beautiful.
I can hear everybody speaking.
I mean, you can just whisper down then when it is totally quiet, you can still hear what's going on. There are very interesting features over here. You see the seats are long. It is sort of carved in so that when I sit over here, I tuck my feet under my seat over here so that another person can sit right over here.
It's comfortable too. They thought about everything, huh?
Yes, beautiful, beautiful.
When we come back, join us as we taste more of the Turkish coast. That's up next.